knows someone who gets things that fall off the back of a truck.
Stolen goods?
Who said they're stolen? Do they have to be?
No, but the way you make it sound, they may as well be.
You'd think so anyway, so what's the use?
Nick, if you are handling stolen goods, it is only a matter of time before you end up in prison.
Look, I'm not involved in anything, don't you listen? You don't give a damn about me. Lock your office every night, lock me out of your head.
Look, my main concern is keeping you out of prison. Still, if you don't want to stay that way, then I'm sorry, there's very little I can do to help you.
Now you sound like the old woman.
Your mother?
Who else?
Yes, well, I hope to meet your parents today.
Good luck. If you're going over there, you'll need all the luck you can get.
I'm saying is that it's not easy, that's all. Look, it won't work, Lizzie.
I don't know. I like it.
I think we should get a second opinion. Why don't we ask Mum?
We haven't got time. Anyway, it was Mum who told the Screws about the fight with Margot. I reckon she'll like that for sure.
Right, there's your pills.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher.
Now, you should have enough there for both your evening and midnight doses, so you should be right till tomorrow morning.
Yes, thank you very much.
Hey, Bea, come over here a minute.
Smith doesn't look too well to me. You're not still on about that, are you? It's all part of her act, Terry.
Why did you do that?
Stand back. Get back there.
She attacked me for no good reason. Get her out of here. She's bloody raving mad. I wish I knew what they was doing.
Don't worry, Lizzie, it'll be okay.
I don't understand how you can say that, Doreen. Whatever possessed you all to think of a stupid idea like that?
Somebody had to do something.
Heavens, Bea will probably end up in solitary for days now with no one to help her.
With friends like you lot, who needs enemies? Lizzie, you deserve a medal. I couldn't have produced a setup like that for Bea if I'd have spent a month thinking about it. But seeing as how I don't have a medal, I'll give you a reward instead. A free $1 bet on any race you fancy this afternoon.
Big deal.
For you, Lizzie, anything.
I don't know what you're all looking so down in the mouth about. I've got to see Mrs. Davidson yet. I know I can convince her that Bea needs help.
Come in.
I've got Bea Smith outside, Mrs. Davidson.
Oh, good. Bring her in.
Could I have a word with you first, please?
All right.
Thank you. For what it's worth, I don't think Smith's faking.
Well, I appreciate your concern, but you realize I must have a qualified opinion.
Yes, I know. I realise that. It's just that I've seen a lot of people with concussion, and so far Smith's behaviour has been consistent with theirs. I really do think she needs medical attention.
Well, as you probably know, we've already called Dr. Weissman. We can't do more than that. Would you bring Smith in now, please, Mr. Harrison?
Yes, fine. Smith.
Well, what's this about another fight?
Well, I know less about it than you do, Mrs. Davidson. I was completely set up.
Smith, Lizzie is your best friend. Why would she, of all people, set you up?
Well, who says she's my best friend? Don't I have any say in that? I don't know why she always picks on me. She's always hovering around.
Well, you consider Mum your friend. Why not Lizzie? You've known both women equally as long.
Well, there you go again. You're always saying that I do this or I do that. Everyone seems to know about it except me. Look, I'm just not the person you think I am. I shouldn't be here.
Yes, well, there's obviously no point in carrying this conversation on any further until I've spoken with Birdsworth. Would you take Smith back, please, Mr. Harrison?
Right, Smith.
Julie, could you ask Miss Bennett to bring Lizzie Birdsworth here, please? Thank you.
Mrs. Clark?
Yes?
I'm Meg Morris. I'm Nick's probation officer, and I'd like to talk about him with you, if you don't mind.
Well, we were about to go out.
Who is it?
It's Nick's probation officer, dear.
He's not here. And you needn't bother calling again because... Oh,
Hello, Mr. Clark. I'm Meg Morris.
yes, well, as my wife said, we're about to go out.
Well, I would like to discuss Nick with you and your wife, if you're willing. I've just been to see him at his flat.
A shambles, I suppose?
Oh, not so much the flat. I think it's the company he keeps. Have you ever considered asking Nick home to live?
Yes, I think that if
That's your trouble, Mavis, you don't think. He's not coming here.
But, Jeff, if...
I've said no, and that's that. Look, Miss Morris, he's not welcome here. As far as I'm concerned, I've done everything I can.
But we've been all through
He's
this
never
before.
wanted for anything. Toys as a kid, clothes, gadgets, you name it, he's had it. Bedroom of his own, radio, TV, everything that opens and shuts.
But we do miss him.
You may, I don't.
Look, I do understand how let down you feel about his behaviour, and that's what I want to talk to you about.
Yes, I know. Always bloody talk. You do-gooders are all the same. The kid had it made. Now he's made his own nest. Let him lie in it.
Oh, Jeff, please. Look, I'll leave my card with you. If you ever want to discuss Nick's situation, please don't hesitate to contact me.
Thank you for seeing me, Mrs. Davidson. Must have been a shock to you, too. I mean, she's me best mate.
Lizzie, how did you know I wanted to talk about B. Smith?
Well, I didn't really. I just thought you would, that's all.
What happened then?
Well, it's a terrible shock, you know, when your best mate knocks you around after all we've been through, too. B must be demented after that accident. You know, bonkers. Loose in the top story. Nutty.
All right, Lizzie, I understand.
Well, I think it's just a matter of time before she gets into door, or worse still, Mum.
Oh, don't be silly, Birdsworth. We'd put a stop to it before it got to that stage.
Oh, you can't watch her all the time. You know that, Miss Bennett. Mrs. Davidson, I reckon that Bea needs psyche head shrinker treatment.
You know, Lizzie, I don't believe a word you've said.
Oh, but Mrs. Davidson, you must.
Be quiet, Birdsworth.
I reckon Bea needs help. That's what she needs, help. And you can't deny her that. She's entitled to it.
All right, Lizzie, all right. Leave it with me. Bea will get her treatment.
Oh, Mrs. Davidson, you are a good sport. I always said that she's the best governor we ever had.
All right, Lizzie, that's enough. It so happens that Dr. Wiseman wasn't due here until next week.
Next week?
I have already spoken to Mr. Harrison, who seems to think that Smith's case is urgent. So I've rung the department and asked for Dr. Wiseman to come here as soon as possible.
Oh, hello, Mr. Harrison.
Lizzie.
Thank you very much for getting the shrink in to see Bea. That's the best thing you've ever done.
Shut up, Birdsworth. I've had enough of you for one day. Now get back to the laundry.
Good on you, Mr. Harrison.
Now! I'm surprised at you. B. Smith's made a complete fool of you. Fancy an officer with your experience being taken in like that.
Now, wait a minute, Vera. I respect your opinion as an officer, but surely B's got the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, it's not my opinion that counts as a psychiatrist.
Yes, and I can just imagine what it'll be. They don't believe in prisons. You should know that. As far as he's concerned, all prisoners are little angels. The next thing, they'll all be faking something.
Oh, now, come off it. This is supposed to be a corrective institution, not a concentration camp. But the way you're carrying
Who do you
on...
think you're talking to? I've known B. Smith for a lot longer than you will ever know her.
All right.
And I know how these women react.
All right, Vera, all right. Look, let's just drop the whole thing.
Good night. Good night.
Oh, Johnny.
Well, that's that.
Another day. Hello, Vera. Oh, come on, the world's not that bad. There is a life outside of Wentworth, you know.
Yes, you're going home and I've got work to do.
Oh, if you're going to be sulky about it, I can't stop you. Julie, yeah, she'll have a drink with me. Julie!
Good heavens, has Julie left already? I didn't realize how late it was.
Yes, I'm just taking over.
Good. Don't put any calls through to my office for a while because Dr. Wiseman is in there with Smith.